Hey everyone, I'm excited to let you know that this month's video is sponsored by Keen. Now, I've worked with Keen in the past and I wanted to share with you a special deal that I will get to in a minute. But first, let me tell you about my experience connecting with a Keen advisor. I've shared before that when I need to get a reading for myself, I've gotten readings through Keen. Just yesterday, I got a reading from a lovely advisor named Lynn. She was very similar to myself in that she is very practical, direct, and simple in her delivery when communicating things throughout the reading. She gave me insight into my relationships, and she even helped me come up with some new ideas for my business. Now, what I love most about Keen is that the advisors are available 24/7, and you can even schedule a time if you want. And this is great if you have an advisor that you prefer to work with or an advisor that you've already established a relationship with. So here's the deal that Keen has extended to my viewers. You can get your first 10 minutes for just $1.99. And the price after that depends on which advisor you choose. But the best part is that this service is backed by a satisfaction guarantee. Keen is the most affordable way to meet new advisors, especially when you want guidance and support on things like dream interpretation, chakra clearing, getting insight into certain situations, career plans, relationships, whatever. Now, once you become a Keen user, each week you'll get emails that offer discounts and specials so you can get multiple readings in the most efficient way available. So make sure you check your inbox this week if you're already a Keen customer. Now, if you haven't signed up with Keen yet, it's a really simple process that can be done via mobile or desktop. All you're going to do is head on over to trykeen.com/intuitive gems, and you'll click on the sign up button and follow the steps to get started. The whole process should take less than 2 minutes, and you'll be on your way to connecting with a screened and talented advisor instantly. So I want to say thank you again to Keen for sponsoring this video, and now on to your reading. Hello, Capricorn. Welcome to Intuitive Gems. My name is Desiree, and I will be doing your money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance reading for the month of August 2020. For the readings this month, I will be using my Spellcaster's Tarot deck. I will clarify with my Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot deck. And then, Capricorn, I will close out your reading with an Angels of Abundance Oracle card. If this is your first time catching one of my readings, I do want to say welcome, and I invite you to subscribe because I do these readings each and every month. And I would love to share your money message with you. All right, Capricorn, let's go ahead and get right into it. So what do we need to know for the sign of Capricorn as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of August 2020? What do we need to know for the sign of Capricorn? All right, Capricorn, looks like you're making some changes as we move into August. And these changes are changes that you are deliberately making. You're deliberately walking away. You're deliberately moving away or going in a new direction. You are consciously making the choice to do something different so you can get different results. Now, this is very exciting because you know that you have complete control. It may not always feel like it, it may not always look like it, but I have to say, Capricorn, that you are exercising control and making decisions in every way that you can. And I say that because we have the Eight of Cups here and the Six of Swords. That talks about movement. That talks about going away, walking away, having no regrets, doing something different, going down a different path, literally escaping from something sometimes. Although I don't feel like that's what you're doing, Capricorn, I do feel like you're making the conscious choice to walk away from something. Now, as it relates to your money, it could be a job, it could be a relationship, it could be a situation that is costing or draining you in some way, and you've decided that you're not going to tolerate and you're not going to accept and you're not going to live this way anymore. Like I said, all of this has a positive impact on your money, has a positive impact on your finances, as well as your mental well-being, because you're not stressing yourself out with things that are not serving you. But let's go ahead and take a look at your cards here. You have the Eight of Cups, King of Wands upright, Eight of Swords reverse, very nice. Nine of Swords reverse, very nice again. Six of Swords upright, and then we have the Ten of Cups in the reverse position. Eight of Cups, like I said, talks about you making the conscious decision to walk away with no regrets. The King of Wands here. Now, this is somebody is watching you. Somebody's watching you in the workplace. Could be a supervisor, could be a coworker, but somebody is paying attention to what you're doing. So don't think that you're moving under the radar, so to speak, because someone does have their eye on you. Someone is keeping tabs on you. Now, this isn't necessarily a bad thing. You know, sometimes people watch you because they are considering moving you in a different position. They're considering maybe elevating, you know, your responsibility at the job or in the business in some way. But just know that someone is paying attention to you, okay? Don't think that you're being neglected, ignored, dismissed, none of that, because I can see very clearly here that someone has their eye on you. And it's someone in a supervisor, management, ownership position, okay? The Eight of Swords, this talks about the releasing of self-limiting beliefs, self-doubt. You're really getting in the right headspace. Now, this is very good because once we shift the way we think, we can shift our behaviors and then we can shift the actions we take. You're definitely doing that. You're starting to see things from a new perspective. This not only brings more money and opportunity your way, but it allows you to kind of move in a new direction where you're working smarter and not harder. Now we have the Nine of Swords here. The Nine of Swords in the reverse talks about that you're giving up and letting go of worry, nightmares, stress, discouragement, frustration. You know, maybe you were dealing with that recently, but it's like you kind of just decided, you woke up one day and said, hey, this is just not useful. This is not productive. I'm letting this go and I'm moving on and I'm doing what I can to change my situation. Six of Swords, this is what I was talking about. I do see some movement. Could be some travel. It could be you have an opportunity to move somewhere and start brand new. Could be an opportunity where you get to relocate with your business or your current job. It could also be just, you know, getting away for a weekend so you can kind of think and gather your thoughts and really just kind of decompress from the world for a little bit. You know, so this is definitely good. Look for this in this first week of August because you're going to see that you're really starting to kind of blossom in a new way and you're not feeling so, I want to say, pressed. And I hope that makes sense. You're not pressed, you know, for anything. Yes, you have responsibilities. Yes, you have obligations, but you're not on that hamster wheel of just doing, and then having nothing to show for it. Finally, we have the Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups is one of the most beautiful, positive, exciting cards in the deck. Now, even when it shows up in the reverse, that doesn't mean anything bad. It just means, you know, good things are coming, probably in a lesser degree, or maybe it's showing up in parts, right? So whatever you want, happiness, joy, contentment, fulfillment, money, satisfaction, prosperity, luck, blessings, whatever it is, it's definitely showing up. You're just going to have to see. Maybe it shows up in a different way. Maybe the timing isn't exactly what you thought it would be, but it doesn't mean that it's no, okay? All right, so what else do we need to know for the sign of Capricorn as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of August 2020? What do we need to know for the sign of Capricorn? All right, Capricorn. So, even though you are mentally shifting your situation right now, you're thinking about things differently, it's still going to take a while before you start seeing a lot of movement as it relates to your money flow. Now, this doesn't mean that more money's not coming. Quite the opposite. It does mean it's coming. However, things are kind of happening in a patchy way. And when I say a patchy way, it means like, you know, you get something here and then you don't get something here. And then you get something over there, you know, you get like a random sale here and then things don't happen and then something happens here. That's what I'm seeing when I look at these cards here. We have the Ace of Swords, Three of Wands, Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. Then we have the Hangman and the Two of Pentacles in the upright. And like I said, I keep getting the word patchy. That could mean something to some of you, but when I think of the word patchy, I think of, you know, little blips of stuff here, there, and over there, and it really makes no sense because there's no design to it. It's just pretty random. So we have the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles. This means that you have some new opportunities coming. However, things are just slow. Things are kind of disjointed. Doesn't mean they're not going to come together, but you're just going to see that things just kind of happen in their own bumpy, kind of chaotic way. But things will start to bounce together. Things will start to move forward, you know, in a way. However, you're just going to have to kind of breathe it out and wait it out, right? The Hangman here talks about kind of being stuck temporarily between here and there and where you want to be. It's not that you can't make a move. It's just that the moves you want to make are hindered in some way. And because of that, you're going to choose to deliberately stay put until your path is clear. Until you feel confident that now's the time to move, that now is the time to make some changes. Now, how does this affect your money? Well, in some cases, money may be no issue. In other cases, you may have to get more strict on your budget. You may have to kind of pay some bills ahead. You may have to, you know, if you can stretch things out, maybe pay this bill now and not pay something as much as you'd like it to. You know, you're going to have to get really creative in your finances. That's what I'm seeing here with the Two of Pentacles. Now, this is not anything bad, okay? I don't want you to think that you know, this is going to be a terrible financial devastation. No, quite the opposite. Like I said, it's just giving you an opportunity to be creative and also learning how to be more flexible. Now, the Three of Wands in the reverse talks about you having to put some future plans on hold. I think a lot of us are in that boat right now, Capricorn. You're not the only one. So the good thing is that if you had some future plans that involved your money in some way, at least you can be in the position to where, one, you don't have to spend the money, or two, you can save this money and hold on to it and create a little cushion for yourself, a little safety, you know, emergency fund, peace of mind fund is what I like to call it. But it's about really getting strategic with your financial decisions and with your money, okay? Because like I said, things are kind of happening in this random way. So you're going to have to be really, really mindful of how you're spending, how you're planning out your bills, and the things that you're making decisions on, and how they affect you mentally and financially. Okay, Capricorn, let's go ahead and get some more clarity on this for you. So what do we need to know for the sign of Capricorn as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance? For the month of August 2020. What do we need to know for the sign of Capricorn? All right, Capricorn. Now, interesting here, we got some repeater cards. Six of Swords. Now, we saw the Six of Swords here. Remember, I talked about you going away. You're making a choice to travel, relocate, maybe take a little getaway. Well, it looks like something may interfere with those plans, or you just come to the decision that now is not the time. Once we hit the second half of August, looks like those plans are going to be put on hold. Now, the other thing about this, too, it could be that you just make the decision that you don't want to relocate, you don't want to travel, you don't want to go away, right? It's totally fine by me for you to change your mind. But I think that there's going to be, you know, maybe some things put on pause or put on hold as it relates to some type of geographical movement. Now, we also have the Ten of Swords. This is in the reverse. Ten of Swords talks about backstab, betrayal. Now, there's something going on because when I look at these three cards here, they're definitely related, at least the way I'm picking this up. Ten of Swords talks about someone, like I said, backstabbing, betrayal. Some information was revealed, something was hidden, but it has come out, or it will come out once we hit the second half of August. And here, Seven of Swords. Now, this card shows up when someone is being dishonest and authentic, stealing, someone being very deceiving. But the good thing is that it's all going to get worked out. The right person is going to show up to rectify this situation. Now, like I said, going back to these three cards, I'm not feeling like this is something necessarily personal, but that doesn't mean it's not. I'm feeling like this is something work-related, something that you have no control over and that you did not know, but it affects you. Like, let's say one of the managers at your job was, you know, lying or being deceitful. Well, they found out about it, and so someone stepped in to either fire the guy, change the system, change the structure of how things are done, change the procedures, whatever the case may be. So like I said, there's going to be something kind of shifty going on, and it's going to affect you. But it's not going to affect you in a bad way, because it's going to create an opportunity, and it's going to create a situation where someone makes you an offer, Capricorn. Let's say a manager was stealing and she gets fired, and now they offer you the position. Or, you know, maybe you become, you know, the person in charge of this particular department where these shady dealings were happening, whatever the case may be. But, you know, don't worry about it, because like I said, this is not something that's going to affect you directly in a negative way. It's going to create an opportunity for you in some way, shape, or form. You know, maybe you even, you know, decide to leave, or you decide to, you know, do something, you know, create a product to kind of combat this problem. I don't know. I'm just pulling out ideas, but I think you catch the gist of what I'm saying. At least I hope you do. Finally, we have the Three of Cups here. Three of Cups means, I always hesitate when I talk about this card, because a lot of times when this card shows up, it means that there's a third party involved, usually in relationships. However, when we are talking about work and money and finances, a lot of times the third party involved is something that wasn't apparent in the beginning, but is now showing up, and it's like, I don't want to say a problem, but it's something that's like unwelcomed, something that's not, something that wasn't included initially. So let's say, you know, you decide to take care of a dog, and then the person brings you a dog and a cat and two birds, and you're like, whoa, 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 the agreement was I was going to take care of the dog. Now you're telling me there's a cat and two birds you want me to take care of too. It's kind of like that situation where it's like you were okay with one, but then there's other parts of the deal or other parts of the situation that you were not aware of that are kind of being sprung upon you, you know, out of the blue. and you're expected to accommodate this. So that's what I say when I see this card in the reverse. So take that as you will, because I am feeling like this is kind of a heads up card. It's like giving you notice that, you know, hey, something is going to be a little bit more than what you had agreed to. And I hope that makes sense. All right, Capricorn, let's see what else shows up for you as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of August 2020. What do we need to know for the sign of Capricorn? Okay, so as we close out the month of August, Capricorn, you're going to see that work starts to pick up. You start to get really, really busy. You know, and it may not necessarily be the most exciting thing for you, but, you know, the good thing is that you have steady work, you have a steady flow of clients, you have a steady flow of customers, and it's good. You know, the bills are getting paid and, you know, you're comfortable, okay? Now we have the Five of Swords here. Sometimes this happens when you're feeling a little over accommodating at the expense of someone else. Now sometimes this is good because it helps you get clear about what you don't want, and I have a feeling like that's what this situation is here. This situation is where something happens and you get really, really clear that that's not the direction you want to go. Now, I think this is something more along the personal lines. I'm getting the sense that this is something family, but it is going to affect your money. So you're going to have to be very, very careful. Watch out for, you know, like I said, maybe you agreed to help a family member, but now they're trying to take advantage of the situation and it's costing you. And you're like, no, that's not going to happen. This is a card to remind you to really be clear about what your boundaries are, because it's not about you overspending or over investing in someone else. It's about you taking care of you, and whatever else is going on has to be structured around that. And so you have to be very, very clear about what your boundaries are and what you're willing to allow and what you're not willing to accept, because someone is definitely going to try to challenge you on those boundaries. And if you're not careful, it will cost you financially. Next up, we have the Six of Wands here. Now, the Six of Wands is a card about being recognized. Now, this is always a very positive, fun, brilliant card to have, especially in a money reading, because it talks about you being recognized and being honored for the contributions that you're making. Now, this could literally put you in the spotlight, or it could just mean that the right people are noticing you and they want to reach out to you. But whatever it is, it's confirmation of a job well done. It's very exciting for you, and it allows you to really just kind of shine in your own way. You know, a lot of times too, this will show up when there's graduations, awards, medals being given, that type of thing. It's just really honoring the brilliance that is in you, Capricorn. So I think this is something you should enjoy and you should embrace. Next, we have the Page of Pentacles in the reverse. Now, I saw this in another reading, and when this card shows up in the reverse, it's not bad, but a lot of times it's a warning about an unexpected expense. So as we move towards the end of August, I really want you to put some money aside, Capricorn, because this is not going to be something that financially devastates you, but just make sure you kind of keep room in your budget for unexpected expenses. You know, maybe you need, like I said, a new vacuum, or, you know, maybe the kids have some unexpected school expenses or something like that. So just kind of give yourself a cushion, give yourself a little wiggle room, because whenever the Page of Pentacles shows up in the reverse, usually that's what his message is that he's giving you warning. There is an unexpected expense and you should prepare for it by having a nice little emergency fund, cushion, whatever. Finally, we have the Two of Wands here. The Two of Wands talks about you kind of changing your mind on some plans. Now, this is totally normal considering the current circumstances of our economy and of our world right now. A lot of people are shifting their plans, they're going back, changing their mind about something. I think that's totally acceptable, and I think in a lot of cases it's going to be necessary because we can only work within the confines of what we can do at this time. I feel like I need one more card for you, Capricorn, before we close out your reading. Nice. All right, Capricorn, finally, as we close out the month of August, we have the Ten of Cups, the happiness, joy, contentment, fulfillment card, one of the most positive cards in the deck. I think August is definitely going to end on a high note for you, Capricorn, so get ready. But overall, you're definitely making some changes for the better. And, you know, even though some things may not necessarily be moving at the pace that you thought they would, it doesn't mean that things are not moving and things are not happening for you at all. You know, everything is working out for your highest and greatest good, and I just want you to prepare for that, and I want you to get ready for that, because you're gonna definitely be feeling that as we close out the month of August. All right, Capricorn, let's go ahead and end your reading with an Angels of Abundance Oracle card. Okay. Now, this is interesting because this is definitely what I was feeling could be happening in this first week of August. It talks about employment change. Your career path is leading you in a higher direction with positive changes to support your dreams, priorities, passions, and life purpose. Trust that these changes will help you release the old and welcome the new. You are being supported each step of the way. Yes, I feel like this card totally reflects the reading that we had for you today, Capricorn. And I also feel too like, yeah, there's definitely some shifts going on. And we talked about changes of you letting go and moving into a new phase. So again, get ready. All right, Capricorn, well, I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it was helpful. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, observations, feel free to drop them down in the comment section below. And if you would like to connect with me for a private reading, I will have that linked in the description as well. All right, Capricorn, thank you so much for spending this time with me. We'll definitely do it again next month.